Hello, 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 and welcome everyone. Welcome to today's Testimony Thursday, episode 10. We are getting up there. I am your featured host today. My name is Ronette Turner Corley, and we are going to share with you if you can write, you can win. That's the name of the show. If you can write, you can win. So I'm super excited today because we have a phenomenal testimony for you, right? And so some of you have already let me know that you look forward to this time because you like the different testimonies that are happening. And it really just gives you a chance to see what's going on out there and let you know that once again, if you can really, for those of you who are seeking cash flow, looking for ways to generate more income, this show is to provide you testimonies of people who are winning. People who are winning. Now, I want to just give you some information. We're going to be talking about some money today. I don't know about you, but I like talking about money, right? We're going to be talking about some money, but here's what I want you to know. It differs for everybody. It's not a cookie cutter. It differs for absolutely everyone because here's the thing. We don't know how much effort you're going to put in, if you're going to follow instructions or what you're going to do. But it says here, please note that the results mentioned will vary from person to person. Your individual success is dependent on your own efforts, consistency, and commitment. And I can tell you, everybody I invite onto this show are seeing success. Why? Because they are putting in the effort. They're consistent and they're committed. And so that's what I want you to know. Now, before we get started into the information, I want you to understand that this opportunity is available in the United States and Canada. Okay, it's available in the United States and Canada, but there are a few states that have excluded themselves, not because of the opportunity itself, because this opportunity is government regulated. It is absolutely 100% legit and legal. And so some states actually decide to not participate. Okay. So I'm going to tell you what those states are just so you can know if you're in one of those states. Unfortunately, this letter writing gig would not be accessible for you. Now, the states that are excluded are Washington State, Idaho, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, Connecticut. And if you're if you're in Canada, it's the province of Quebec. Okay. So unfortunately, if you reside in those areas, this letter writing gig or this cash flow of writing letters and bringing in this cash flow is not available. However, if you do not reside in those very few places, everything else is fair game if you live in the United States and Canada. Okay, so I'm excited. I am super excited. And so I would like to introduce someone that I've known for quite some time. Wow, time flies when you're having fun, right? I've known her since I got introduced to her around COVID time. And we dove into some projects together when it comes to crypto. But guess what? She is writing today and she is winning. And I wanted to invite her here so she can share her story with you so you can get excited and know that guess what? If I can do it, if she can do it, guess what? You can too. So I would like to go ahead and bring on my dear friend, Priscilla. So go ahead. Let's go ahead and talk to Priscilla here. Hey, Priscilla.
Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? How you doing?
I'm doing great, girl. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Good,
Truly
good,
excited
good.
to be here to share with everybody and what's going on.
Yes. I'm excited you decided to come on and share because your story is amazing. It absolutely is amazing. And so we're gonna get right into it. We've been dibbling dabbling in different ventures together since what 2020.
Yeah.
So 5 years. I can't believe it's been that long.
I know.
Right?
Man. Time flies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So before we get started, all the details about this particular platform, tell us, about yourself. I mean, I know you're a wife, and people saw that you're a devoted wife and mother, grandmother, and all that good stuff. But tell us more about what you have going on in your background and things that are going on in your life.
Ooh, wow. So right now, I work full time in finance. But I've always been entrepreneurial spirit, as you know. That's why we connected. Been in several different ventures, some good, some bad, up and down, but it's
Right?
good. It's life learning challenges, but it's good. I'm also newly married. Well, 3 years. Married for 3 years. My husband and I are in ministry. We're both ordained ministers, and looking to start our own ministry eventually. My husband is serving in church as a outreach minister right now, so that's where we're serving. And life is good. Life is good, and we're just rolling through.
Wow, nice,
Enjoying
nice,
life.
nice. Yes. So
Life
how
is
many kids
life
and
be
how many
life.
grandkids?
Oh yes, so I have 4 grandkids. 2 girls, 2 boys. They are oh my goodness, they are my life. And they call me, I'm Nana, of course. They
Yeah.
call Nana. My
Nana.
granddaughter just called me earlier. It's like, Nana,
Wow.
I'm sleepy. I was like, well, take a nap.
And how many kids do you have?
So I have three adult kids, 2 girls and a boy. My oldest daughter lives here in Atlanta. My youngest daughter and my son both still live in California. So, and
Yeah.
I migrated from California in 2017. So, back to home. I'm actually born and raised in Alabama, and worked, and first marriage and everything was in California for many years until I raised my kids, and then migrated back to Atlanta around 2017, and that's where I met my husband.
Yeah. Look, I saw all that manifest.
Yes,
You
the
spoke
story
that
behind
thing
that
into
one.
existence.
He was
Yes.
manifested for real.
Yes, that is so, so, so awesome. Well, tell me this, because here's the thing. Like you said, you've been involved in some things, and I'm sure our viewers and our listeners are, they can relate, especially if you venture off into, different home-based business models, right? Like you said, some have taken off and been rewarding, and some have just tanked, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
It's
So
the
when
nature
I
of the
called
game.
you, though, when I called you and I said, hey, Priscilla, I got a way where you can write letters and earn thousands of dollars a month from home. What did you think first off?
So, but remember, you didn't get a chance to call me until after. I
Yes,
actually jumped on the call
that's true.
because I saw the post.
That's true.
And then I was like, what is Ronette doing right now?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
What's she
yeah.
doing now? Listen, because I know when she's launched something, it's pretty good. She do her due diligence. That's what I can say about Miss Ronette and Sly. They do their due diligence about something before they even breathe it out to people.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I was like, let me be nosy
Yeah.
and see what it is, right? So I jumped on the call and I'm like, what? You can do what? Then as soon as she was done, her phone rang.
It was you. That's right.
Priscilla called Miss Ronette and said, yeah, you go ahead and sign me on it. Because
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
this is a no-brainer to me. I don't know what other people thinking, but I see I see that this is good.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
I
And you
signed up
did.
like right after the call.
You sure did. You jumped right on board and you said, oh, I can do this. I can do this. Uh-huh.
This is exactly what I was looking for. Something, it was
Yes.
easy breezy. I mean, it's just a no-brainer. Like I said, it was a no-brainer to me. It's like,
Yeah.
what? Right? $5? What? Okay.
Right. And I recall even you posting before that you even was writing. Was it with your granddaughter who was getting her hair done?
Yes. I write everywhere I go. I write. Okay. My granddaughter was getting her hair done. And then everybody knows when you get your hair braided, it takes a few hours.
Right.
So guess what Priscilla did? Priscilla takes her little handy dandy clipboard with her envelopes and her pens here.
Yep, I see it, girl.
And I sat there for about 2.5, 3 hours and made some money.
Wow.
Sure did. Made money. Matter of fact, I got something getting ready to go out right now. See, I'm not playing. This is not a game to me. I don't know what y'all talking about. But this is money right here.
That's right.
Money. And I'm mad at my husband because I told him to drop him off at the post office and he forgot. So I got to do it tomorrow. But it's going out. This is
now,
money right
you know what? Usually, and it's my bad, I'm usually prepared when I'm doing this interview. Why don't you just hold up the 4x6 postcard for me? Just a
Sure.
blank card, because I want people to see, and I usually have one on me, but I don't have one around me.
I have them handy dandy
That's
right here.
it. So when we talk about writing letters to earn income, okay, and that's a 4x6 postcard. It's not an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. One card equals
One card.
$5. So do you see that stack she has there?
I'm ready. Do look what they say, don't leave home without it. I don't leave home.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
I will be writing wherever, whenever. I just 2 weeks ago I went on a church bus trip. We left Friday. It took us like 8 hours to get there. We left from Atlanta going to Kentucky. Handy dandy on the bus. Okay, my husband was taking his naps. I was writing. I didn't write the card because it was a little bumpy, but I was able to get my envelopes done.
Okay.
So I got my envelopes done, which helps. But you can write anywhere. I mean, just even if you're full time, at night when I come home, I have a number in my head that I'm gonna do. I do that on my lunch hour. I can get a few in. You know, so it's all about you structuring your time.
Absolutely.
And it can be done anytime.
I mean, you're busy, right? I mean, you, like you said, you're a mom, they're grown, but you got grandkids, okay?
Grandkids.
Yeah.
I'm active in church.
Right.
Work
you
full
work
time.
full time.
My own other little hobbies I like to do. So yeah, but this is priority right now because, like I said, to me, it's like my own little personal ATM. When I was like, oh, I got this bill coming. Let me see how many letters I got to write to get this done.
Yeah.
And my goal is to get my husband off. My husband works 2 jobs. So my goal is to get him off of the 1 part-time job. And we're almost there. He's actually going to start writing this week. So we're both going to be writing. So he will be off of that part-time job.
Nice. Really, really nice. Well, congratulations. That's exciting. We have 2 writers in our house too.
Yes.
And it's so funny because we're so competitive with each other. You know, Sly, right now, I'll give it to him. He's leading, right, when it comes to writing. So he might get 50 done for the day. And I'm going to be very transparent. I might have about 10. And I'm like, I hadn't got through them, right? Or may not get through it for the day. And then he'll say, well, how many do you have over there? You know, I'm like, what are you talking about? So it's, we kind of have fun with it. So congratulations on that.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. So now when it comes to the writing, one thing that we do know when you first get started, let's talk about the learning curve. Because when you first get started, there's a learning curve. Because I know when I dove right in and I started, it felt strange because you're not used to writing over and over and over and over again, right? How did you get through that?
Well, I got through it because I would see like, okay, this is $5. Yeah. And it's $5. $5. Like in my head, it was like $5. And when you're in school, how you had to, had to write sentences again and again and again. So I just put myself in that mindset. Oh, it's just really duplication of writing again. Yeah. And the speed does come because once you get writing, it actually, to me, is relaxing sometimes to just veg out and just write. And sometimes I have the TV on in the background and I'm just writing. And before you know it, I got 10 done, 15 done, It
is very therapeutic. You're right. You're right. Yeah. I have found myself getting into a groove. And before you know it, like I've gotten a lot done because it's that therapeutic. Like I can zone out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Absolutely. And it's just, you just do it, you just do it.
Now compare to other things you've been involved in. How do you compare it in terms of the simplicity and the ease of this compared to other things?
It's so simple. You don't have to tell nobody about it. You don't have to share anything about it. You decide how much money you want to make.
That's it.
And you decide how much you want to make, you're going to put in the effort behind it.
Right.
Now, if you want to, there's, the opportunity to share it with friends and family or whatever, or make it a business, it's up to you. You have that choice to do that. But if you decide to just be by your lonesome and make the money, you have that option. And that's totally fine.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about it, right? Because I know, like, Some people are coming on board with you now. We'll get to that in terms of, how much your first drop was. A drop is a deposit that you start getting paid on your letters, ladies and gents. And so, but before that, people was kind of like hesitant, like, let me see what you're gonna do first.
Yeah, that first time when I first signed up, I was sharing it with people. I was like, hey, you guys join this thing with me. I mean, it's simple. All you gotta do is write letters, and it's $5, and it's just a couple of sentences. Just in it.
Right.
It's like, well, what do you write? Who's it to? I said, you just write to $1 million companies, and they pay you.
Right.
And they're like, well, let me see what I said, no, you need to start now, because when I get paid, you're gonna be mad.
Right.
There is a time frame, there's a waiting period, which is cool, because it's just like an investment. You are investing that time, and you're putting the hands to the plow, basically, to make sure that at the end of that tunnel, it's just gonna flow. Right? It flows out. And that's exactly what happened, because I saw the vision. I saw it. So if nobody else saw it, I saw it. And you know it. I called you right now.
Yeah, there was zero hesitation from you. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was the best decision ever.
Absolutely. And so let's talk about that time, that waiting period, because when you first get on board, there is a waiting period. And what I mean by that, I'll just put it out there. So when you start writing, you have to build up your pipeline, or I like to call prime the pump, right? Yes. Because there is an 8 to 12 week waiting period for your deposits to start coming in. And then after that, every time a drop happens, you're consistently writing, it's coming in, right? Yes. So, but here's the thing, is that in Canada, I think it's 12 to 15 weeks. I got my first drop 9 weeks and 1 day. And what I realized about that, the time zipped by. How did you feel about the wait time?
Oh, I was totally cool with it. I was excited about it. And then what kept me motivated is the group of people that have already been in and been writing. Everybody said, keep writing, just keep writing, just keep writing. Right. And that's what I did. I said, I'm gonna write, because if you take a break and it's like, oh, it's not happening, you're gonna be mad.
Right. Exactly.
Like, oh, I should have kept writing. I heard them. I mean, you really have to listen. 15,000, 20,000 people cannot be wrong. Okay.
They cannot be wrong. Right.
There's some truth to people saying that. So listen to the stories are already there. You didn't have to wait on me. Go on the page and see the people that's already doing it, showing their pays, their payouts and everything. That's all you had to see. That's all I had to see. I don't know about anybody else.
Right.
Okay,
you're right. Right. They didn't all get together on 15,000, 17,000 people on a conference call and say, we're going to lie to all these people.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. That's
I'm seeing people paying off their mortgages, buying cars, and I paid off a credit card this time. And I think I would like to do that.
Yeah, it's been life-changing. It really has for a lot of people. And I know for us, we're just getting started. I mean, any day now, we're expecting a drop. So
me too.
And it's going to be bigger than the last one. Let's talk about your first drop. So your first drop, how much was your first drop?
So this is the thing. When I heard them say, you want that first drop to be big, you got to write. So I wrote and made sure when I sent in my first package, my first letters, that it was quite a bit. I think I sent in 150. Okay. 150. So I wanted that drop to be big.
Yeah.
So my drop was almost $600.
Yes. Which is amazing.
$600. And I actually have right now in the pipeline probably upwards of almost 4,500.
Okay. Yes.
So that's coming. I started writing like January 6th. January 6th.
Yeah.
About the same time when you guys did.
Yeah.
And then I got my drop happened the same day that you got.
Yes.
And so, and I tell you, people was like, when I first told people about it, I had people laughing at me. Somebody sent me a laughing emoji. Oh, you are. I was like, why you send me a laughing emoji?
Right.
So guess what I did? I posted my drop on the page. I am laughing all the way to the bank. No
I love that
$600
video.
in the bank just dropped today from the letter writing that you guys laughed about. Sorry, that's what happened.
That's crazy because some people, it's so funny how people are. Instead of, I've had some people to say, oh, that doesn't seem real. But here's the thing that's interesting. People will make comments about nothing and it'd be something they've never looked into.
Never did your due diligence.
Yeah.
You never did your due diligence.
Right. If it's not for you, great. I get that. But at least find out if it's true or not.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
So it was just amazing. I love it. I can't wait. The next one is bound and then it's due to hit the next couple of days. I'm just like, okay. That's gonna be a nice one.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I'm so excited because a lot more people on the team are going to experience those drops this time around too. So that is really nice. And you know what's nice about that too? Getting that type of money and also in expectation of, the next 4,500 plus coming in. What's nice about that is that you didn't have to share with nobody to get that money.
I really only share with probably less than 10 people.
But look, none of them got started that contributed to that. So that's what I love. One
that started. I had one started with me.
Yeah.
And then I just signed up the other one a couple days ago when I called you. Yeah. Right. So I had two that are with me, and then I had one that called me that said she was going to start probably in a week. So I got another one that saw my post and she said, Priscilla, and she called me and she said, Priscilla, this is someone I worked with when I was in California.
Okay.
And she saw my post. I hadn't talked to her probably in 10 years.
Wow.
And she's on my Facebook and she said, Priscilla, I know this is real because I know I've always known you to always be in some type of business venture that was real. So she said, I know this is real. So that made me feel really good that she knows. No, she gave me that prop that I'm not play with what I'm doing. Right. I don't go into things that
you're an ordained minister. Go beliefs too.
Thank you. And I wasn't even the minister then.
Yeah.
But that made me feel good. So she's coming on board. So I'm excited for her.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, your integrity spoke for itself.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But what's nice about that is that even when it comes to your drops and your drops to come, the ones that's, like I said, any day now, and you're continuing to write, so you're going to have a lot more come in. That part with sharing, do we get compensated for sharing? Yes. But it still doesn't affect the letter writing.
It doesn't affect your letter writing at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. Yeah. That's a little gravy on the top, when you get that little referral, little bonus. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
Right.
But no, it's nothing compared to you just doing the work and getting it in. That's it.
Yes. And I love that part because, we've come across people. I mean, you are not shy. You will share. But we've come across, you and I both, with people who just are really, that's not their forte.
Yeah.
But now we have so many people that don't care to share, don't want to share, but now can still bring in cash flow because they can just sit and write their hearts out in their spare time. I mean, and make money. I love to see also, like, our sponsors are retirees. We're talking about age 75 years of age. And last year they did over $30,000.
Yes.
Additional income.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes.
And the great thing is that people don't even know. This is just the first opportunity. Right. There's multiple opportunities. The book writing, I'm actually helping my husband write a book.
Yes.
They give you several other sources to make money.
That's right. That's good.
And all you got to do is jump in and listen to what they said. And these are individuals that have already done it and made thousands of dollars doing it. And they are sharing their golden nuggets with us.
That's right.
The same.
That's right. Yes,
and people pay thousands of dollars to not even get half the information that they are sharing with us. So this is a whole money making, like, little plethora.
You're right.
I was like, I'm gonna do this next, and I'm gonna do this next.
You're right. The letter writing is just one of the courses that's
Yes.
available. And I like to say the flagship product.
Yeah, it's the flagship, but they got some awesome other things that are just as spectacular.
That you can make money by yourself.
Yes.
Now, I love sharing. You know, we love sharing, but I love the fact that you can make money by yourself because it levels the playing field for people who like to share and people who don't. And in my time in this direct selling space, I know it's extremely hard for someone to make upwards of 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. You know, we've heard of people making 10,000 plus writing letters, but guess what? Usually that's going to take some sort of team. Yes. When you can tell someone, no, if you desire to put that type of work in for yourself, you can do that by yourself.
Right.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing else to it but to do it.
Nothing else to it but to do it. So when you got a chance to tell your hubby, because you know you jumped in, and then when you got a chance to tell him, what was his take on it?
He was like, yeah. He said, when can I start? I said, okay, baby, let me get started first. Then we get you going. Now we ready to get going.
I love it.
That drop really inspired him. He's like, oh, well, we can do this.
Yes.
Together.
Yes. Nice. I love it. Writing together. Yep. I can so relate.
Yeah. And my husband does security. So all he does is sit. So that's just he'll be writing, just sitting there, you know, keeping himself busy.
That's a good point, because that definitely, you know, a great way to pass the time away, because we can write anywhere.
Yes.
We can absolutely write anywhere. Yeah. Now, as far as the other people you got going, they just got started. I know they're excited. Have they started writing just yet?
Yes. So my one friend that came in with me shortly after, because actually she was on a Zoom call. Like right after I had listened to one, then I listened to another one. I was in the car with her, and she heard the call. She was like, I can do that. That's how I got it. That's how she signed up, because she was on the Zoom call with me, listening. Yeah. And yes, so she's just she's been writing, and she's waiting for her first drop, and she's excited about it. And yeah, she's still writing. She loves it. It's a you know, a little lifesaver for her. She's a single mom, and so this came right in handy for her. She didn't have to leave her house or go clock in anywhere. She just writes.
Yeah, it's like this hidden gem. You know, I love doing this every Thursday because I want to get the word out, because you know, so many people that just really don't know this exists.
Yeah, I mean, guys, who can, in this economy, who can't use another $500 to $1,000?
That's it.
And I'm just giving you minimum amount.
Yeah.
We got people that have doing 5,000 to 7,000.
Right. But you're right. $500 to $1,000 is life changing in a household.
That'll pay your rent. That'll pay your car note. What?
Right. Definitely. And it can go a long way for a lot of people. It really can. It really can. So
yeah, and for us, you know, like I said, we're ministers, and my husband, his passion is the homeless. A lot of Saturdays and Sundays, and like I said, he's the outreach minister at our church, and they go out on Sundays and feed the homeless, and you know, worship with them, pray for them, and a lot of that before, what we were doing out of our own pocket. You know, so now that we have extra money coming in, now it's like we don't care, because now we know we have that extra avenue to help support what we're trying to do.
That's nice. So now that money is going to work, and you just continue to get blessed yourself, because I mean, you just planting a seed with that. That's it. Plant the seed. Wow, that is wonderful. Now, do you schedule a certain time? How do you write? Do you schedule a certain time, or do you have a
I don't schedule the time. Like I said, I write. Well, most of the time I write when I get home from work. Like, when I get home, I cook dinner, whatever. Then I settle down, and then I, have the TV on, and then I just sit with my laptop and my clipboard or my lapboard, and I just start writing. And I try to do 10 to 15 a night.
Okay.
Because at the end of the week, I want to have at least 100, minimum 50. Yeah, yes. I don't want to do less than 50, but my goal is to have at least 100.
Okay, good.
So I kind of broke that down, like as Sly gave me the good, that do the 5 an hour. I can't do the 5 an hour, but I said, okay, I can do 10 a day. Yeah. So if I do 10 a day, that's 100 a week.
That's right.
And then on Saturdays, if I want to go that extra, I can probably do another 20 before I go to the post office and do like 120, 125 and then drop in there, which I've done several times.
Okay. Yeah, I find having a system like that, like deciding how many you're going to write or when you're going to write, really helps you to stay accountable to doing it.
Yeah.
Because it is a mindset.
I want to be consistent, like weekly, because if you're consistent, then you'll get consistent drops. You'll get consistent deposits. Because you can take a break or whatever, but then you're gonna miss that window. I don't want to miss the window. I want to have a drop.
Right. Exactly.
It could be whatever, 50, 100, whatever.
Exactly.
I want something weekly. So I am trying to stay consistent to have that come in.
Yeah. That's good. Now, how many companies are you writing to right now?
Right now I'm writing to 2.
Okay.
I've signed up for 2 more, so I'm gonna kind of try out the new 2, but the 2 that I am writing to have been really good and consistent, so I like them. I'm keep writing to them. Yeah. And then I'm gonna try a couple others, and then my husband is gonna do 2 more. Right. Than 2 different ones than I'm doing. So we're doing all different. Here.
Yeah, absolutely. Sly writes for 2. He brought on another one too. And I just recently brought on another one too. But so that'll be 3. But like you said, I'm writing for one particular one pretty much every single week. Just because, want to be consistent. So those consistent drops can continue to come in.
Yeah. I kind of split it. Like I'll send 50 to one and 50 to the other, so that each week I send each company is getting something. So
that's good. That's good. That's really, really good. Now, when you started, one of the things that, I had someone who, asked me in Messenger, because we were talking about the whole letter writing, and he was asking me questions. And it's interesting because people will have that, who do you write to? And what do you say? And I mean, if people only knew it's only 2 sentences.
2
that you write over and over and over and over, to the point, I know for me, and I'm sure this is you as well, I pretty much have memorized the statement.
It actually kind of flows out of my hand, like
yes.
I just double check to make sure I ain't missing anything. Okay, I'm good.
Right. It's so true. Same with me. So that has made a difference too, because like you said, you'll get into a rhythm and you'll start to write faster too. Do you notice you getting through your 10 much quicker?
Yeah, because when I first started, it was a little slow, because you're wanting to make sure, okay, do I got this letter right? I don't want to, make sure it's legible. So I'm writing slow. But then as you progress and it, like you said, the speed comes and you just like second nature.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. So now that I know your first goal is to, what are some of the things that you want to do outside? I know one of the main goals is allowing your husband to get off the second job. In addition to that, what are some of the things that, you feel like you're going to be able to do because of this extra cash flow coming in?
Oh, yeah. So glad you said so. This weekend, my husband and I went and looked at vehicles, cars.
Okay, right on.
So we said, hey, with the new cash flow coming in, we can afford this second car. Because before we didn't want to get the second car because of the financial strain it could put up. But now with this, my own personal ATM. I can
Right.
use my card.
Nice.
Oh, yes,
Nice.
look
I
at
love
second
that.
nickel.
Yes. Yes. I love that because people would be surprised. I had a lady it was on Facebook, and her daughter had some envelopes in her hand, and she's a stay-home mom. And she said 50 a day keeps the 9 to 5 away.
I'm
And I
working
said,
on that.
that is
That's my goal too. I mean, really, if I could write full time, that's the goal because we want to be in full time ministry.
Mhm.
So when God leads us and He presents that to us, and I know it's going to be soon, I
Right.
will be writing full time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a lot of people who are doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, absolutely. But I love that because what it basically does, whether a person decides to continue with their full time or go part time or, decide to have no time there and go full time writing, whatever the case may, it gives you options.
Mm-hmm. It
And
does.
that's what it's
And the
about.
people that write full time really are not writing full time during the day. They
True,
have their
true.
goal, they write, and then they go on about their day doing whatever they would like to do. That's time
Very
freedom. They
true.
just bought their freedom back.
That's
So
very
that's
true.
where I'm headed. I want to get my freedom back to where
That's very
I
true.
can do my little in the mornings or evenings whenever I decide to get that in, and then I can go do what I want to do. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what got us because when we got a chance to hear the story of the founder and
yes,
then, found out that, after testing this method out, she made 78,000, a little bit over $78,000 in a
yeah,
year, extra income.
right.
It was like, wait a minute.
And she wasn't even like writing all day. She would just
No,
write, I'll do this much. She had a figure
right.
that she would write. Okay, and in the morning she do this much, in the evening she do that much. As long as she hit her goal,
That's right.
So
That's
that's
right.
it. As long as you hit your goal and see the numbers that you want to do,
That's
it's
it.
doable.
That's it. That's it. That's great. So let us know. I mean, we really do have something special here. And we
Yes.
really do have something where it's something that we can bless a lot of people financially and give them more options in
Yeah.
their life. It
They
really
just
is.
you just gotta have faith and trust. Just trust the process and just do what the platform tells you to do,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and it happens.
And it happens.
Just do and stay consistent, do exactly what they tell you to do, and it'll happen.
It'll happen. I love that. I love that. Well, I'm going to take that as your advice because I was going to ask you, what would you say to someone? And that's exactly it. Follow the information.
Just follow the process. Follow the process. She's done it. She got the receipts, and
Mhm.
that's all I needed to see.
Absolutely.
I will follow the leader. That's what it say. Follow
Yes.
the leader.
Yes.
That's what I will do.
Well,
And be a copycat. Is that what? That's what they say. Be a copycat, but copy the right cat.
as long as you copy the right cat, right?
Be the right cat, the one that makes money.
Yes. Yes. Well, I'm so excited for you. This is just the beginning.
It
I
is.
mean, it really is just the beginning. And I look forward to, hearing about your other drop that's going to happen any day now.
Can't wait. I can't wait to
Yes.
post it. I will be posting
Absolutely.
it.
So those of you who are on Priscilla page, make sure you stay tuned because she's gonna have more to share. And then I'm excited about your husband coming on board with you.
Yes, I can't wait. And then we're both going to be with the dual drops.
Yes, yes.
We'll be in competition with us. We kind of competitive like that too.
Yeah,
Maybe
hey, that's what's fun about it, right? Yes, I love that. I love that. Absolutely. So yeah, let's continue to have some fun with it. Help a lot of people, bless a lot of people.
That's the
And,
thing, is helping people.
Yeah.
I mean, we love to share, if it's for you, it's for you. And that's all we can do is do our part to share. And it's up to you to accept if you want to. Accept the challenge.
Yes, absolutely. So here's the thing. If you're on Priscilla's page and you are seeing this, as you heard the information, she shares because she's sharing out of love, not because she need you to join. That's what I love about what we do. She's sharing because she wants you to experience how this is blessing not only her, my household and thousands of households around the United States
It
and
is.
Canada. It really is. It really is. So make sure you inbox her so she can give you all the details of exactly how this works.
It's
If,
easy peasy.
yes, absolutely. If you're on my page, inbox me. There's going to be some other people who are sharing. And make sure if you're on their personal page, get back to them because their too are also sharing because they want to make sure that you're good and be a part of something special that is real. Okay, that is real. So, Priscilla, thank you so much for being here. It's been
You're
so much fun talking to you about this.
welcome. It's great. It's great. And it's, I mean, it's no brainer. I mean,
Absolutely
just
no
to tell
brainer.
you, I've been in multiple things and I really have never gotten $600 from, just effort. Oh, you be happy to get the like $15 little override or something. Oh, I got
Right, right,
$15.
right,
But no, 600.
right,
That paid for all my supplies. I got everything back all in the first time.
right,
So
right,
it was an investment, and now, like I said, I have almost 5,000 in the pipeline,
right,
and that's
right,
just less than what, 2 months. Oh,
right,
come on,
right, right. And doing this in your spare time.
spare time. Imagine if I could do it full
Right,
time,
right.
which I will.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I tell you, much success to you. And I know, like I said, this is just the beginning.
It is, and
Just the
thank you,
beginning.
and Slav, so much for sharing and doing you guys' due diligence. Because if you guys hadn't have shared it with us, I mean, we wouldn't have known. So you guys are really changing people's lives, and just out of the goodness of y'all heart, y'all didn't have to do it. Y'all could have just been writing too. But no, that's who you guys are, and I really appreciate you guys for who you guys are, and that you share whatever, whenever you find out something new, you share, and I appreciate you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And we're going to keep on trucking and sharing and making this cash flow. And we're going to sit on the beaches of the world one day, girl, and write these letters and have some fun and be
That's
there.
it.
Yeah. And let the letters pay for it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And I'm sure we're going to have you on soon in the future here talking about even more of what's going on.
Yes, I can't wait. I love it. I love it.
All right. Well, you have a good one, Priscilla. Thanks again.
Thank you. Good night. Bye,
Good
guys.
night. Good night, everybody. All right. So, as you got a chance to hear from Priscilla, and like I said, if you are on her page, make sure you plug in and reach out to her because this is real. And you got a chance to hear her first drop. It's, about $600, which is really, really great. And she's expecting a lot more with commas in it, right? And this comes from all writing and handwriting on a 4x6 index card and sending it out to those multi-billion-dollar corporations. So here's the thing. Some of you are seeing this for the first time and seeing the testimony, but if you really want to know what's going on, at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, that's 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be doing a full-fledged presentation from start to finish that shows you exactly what this letter writing thing is all about. Okay, so if you really want to know more about it, how does it work? What is it exactly? Tune in. You can go to my page and get the link. The Zoom link is there. In addition to that, I will be live on Facebook. But now you can go ahead and get that information. And as a result of that, you'll be able to see completely start to finish of what this is about. Once again, I do appreciate you tuning in to Testimony Thursday. If you can write, you can win, episode 10. I am your host, Ronette Turner Corley, and I will see you next week with another powerful testimony. All right. Have a great one. And until then, happy writing. Bye for now.